Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, lgslli, and welcome to part 3 of her Lied I Tried to Believe. We just went through something terrible. We just went through the mind of a about to be rapist, and that was just gross. The way he was thinking, I'm gonna make myself throw up. Let me stop. Just gross. But here we are. We continue with chapter 3. So here we go. I'm gonna read in his voice again, because I had stopped at the last few paragraphs. I had hoped never to see her again, and for the better part of 2 years, it turned out pretty much that way. I might have glanced at someone with similar features once or twice during that time, but each time I would go out my way to avoid that person's path altogether, never taking the risk of an encounter. I graduated from college and had been working for a company for less than a year. I focused on my work diligently, the same way I focused on my studies during the time at school. Even though I didn't have any ambition, the way I did my work, mechanically like a machine, was apparently something to be proud of. At least that's how my paycheck saw the whole thing. My life seemed to be pretty much set in stone. I had even found a girlfriend who could deal with my boring self and my equally boring life, so I had someone to fuck a couple of times a week to dispel my stress efficiently. God damn it. I found a girlfriend. Someone to fuck a couple. Okay, this guy. Yep, I knew it. I didn't love her. I think she knew it. Did she simply turn a blind eye, or was she using me for her own benefit too? I mean, if she was, I don't blame her, to be honest, because you're a dick. If you became a likable guy, I'm pretty sure she would be with you for the love. God fucking damn this dude. It didn't really matter though. I don't think she loved me either. Not that I think I would love myself even if I was forced to. Yeah, he knows he's a dick. It was a kind of night that I was starting to get accustomed to. That particular client loved to meet in peculiar environments, even if we were only discussing business. Not that he was the only one with that type of special request. To be honest, it didn't bother me all that much. At the very least, it wasn't as boring as the usual meetings around a conference table. It was my third time, I think, visiting that place. Usually we met on a Tuesday, but because of some unforeseen circumstance, the client had decided that we should meet on the following Thursday instead. It was one of those places that could be attributed to the category of adult entertainment, yet it wasn't the traditional strip club that most people would probably think of when they heard of the term adult entertainment. No, this place was a bit more classy, but don't underestimate me. Don't misunderstand me, alright? The theme surrounding this whole establishment was still very much sex indeed, but instead of the description prostitutes, the women would bear the name of hostesses. Okay? And instead of dancing indecently around a pool, the hostesses entertained their guests by serving food and drinks and sitting around the guest tables, listening to their pathetic life stories, all the while with a huge smile plastered on their faces. Some people might wonder why a business such as this fell into the same category as a strip club, but what you need to understand is that every woman serving there could be brought for the night. The only thing was you need to pay a pre-minimum price, alright. These women were all high-quality prostitutes after all. So I was with the client talking about everything except meaningful topics when the hostess came. She started off by asking what kind of drinks we wanted, but she became quite agitated right in the middle of her speech the moment our eyes met, because she finally realized with whom she was dealing with. Because obviously it was her. There she was, right in front of me, those eyes, that smile, I could hardly believe it. She was as beautiful as ever, and with the uniform she was wearing, a tight, sexy black dress, it was hard not to think of anything else but sex when looking at her. The dark urges that had been taking root 2 years ago was the vulgar and evil passion that had driven my mind completely wild back then. Everything that I had felt on that single night was rekindling anew. The woman I had thought might be a virgin 2 years ago was now working as a prostitute. For how long? Once again, she had made a fool out of me. I had fought those urges as best I could that night, thinking how wrong it would be to subject such a pure and delicate woman to such evil intentions. When in reality, she was stained from the very beginning. She must have been planning the damn thing even then. She would have forced me to pay after the act, probably. How fucking sly of her, looking down at me like that. Fucking bitch, this time. Oh no. Oh my god, no! I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to be in his mind. Okay, now I'm reading him in his voice again. Can't we talk for a bit first? She asks, tensed out of her mind. A full hour has elapsed since my meeting with her at the bar. I had chatted with her for a bit, though not hiding my complete lack of interest towards anything coming out of her mouth. While I licked her with my eyes the entire time in complete lust. I didn't mention her profession. Perhaps she thought I was being considerate of her feelings. Well, I betrayed that thought already. After all her incident babbling, I simply said to her, let's finish the night at a hotel. And that's where we are now. We've literally just taken the first step into the room, and I've already ordered her to take off her clothes. We've just arrived, she points out. We should drink some wine to loosen up the mood, don't you think? I don't believe this. This con has been spreading her legs for dirty old men for God knows how long. She's resistant to the idea of undressing in front of me. How long is she going to insult me like this? I don't give a shit about what you think. But, she interjects, a sad expression on her face. I said to undress already. Isn't that... Oh my god. Isn't that fucking clear to you? My frantic shout echoes through the room like thunder. She recoils in sheer surprise, alarmed by my sudden yet predictable animosity. Thankfully, though, the exit is behind me and she can't escape easily. Oh, that's so fucking sick. She does as I ask, visibly pained by it, while I continue to follow her with those ever so filthy eyes of mine. He knows he's stinky! I'm so entranced by her every subtle motion that I almost forget how to breathe. Oh my gosh. Oh, what's this? Is that supposed to be your cute side or something? How disgusting. Oh my god. My eyes are hurting reading this. To my surprise, she's not wearing a G-string or any kind of sexy lingerie for that matter. No, she's wearing ordinary panties with some ridiculous motifs on them. Running shoes or something. God damn it. She has no nipples. Not that I want to see it anyway. What, is this art drawn differently? Hold on. What is this? Yeah, I wear it because you don't like it? I sneer in an exaggerated manner. She gradually drops her gaze to the ground in embarrassment. Oh my god, no, sweetheart, no! I don't want her to go through this. This is so much fun. Humiliating her might be very well peeved, but I needed to finally be able to cope with myself. But as just as those pleasant thoughts were starting to take form in the back of my mind, I finally realized something. She took off her panties alright, but what is she? Hey, what the fuck are you doing? She avoids my stare by keeping her eyes on the ground, very visibly flustered. Just stop hiding yourself. I want to see every last part, every filthy centimeter of this slutty body of yours. Aren't you supposed to be proud of it, showing it to every loser you meet for the first empty bucks, for a few empty bucks? She both is hiding her breast and her crotch with her arm and hand as if though she's undressing for the very first time in front of a man. Bruh! Even with a significant other that you love a lot, it can be a little bit embarrassing. I mean, one of those girls, I had a boyfriend and stuff, and undressing in front of them every time is still a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe that's a bad thing, to be honest. Some people would argue that's a bad thing, but I'm a shy girl. Maybe she's a shy girl. I'm like, this guy's a dick. I swear to God. If she don't leave him. I don't want it this way. Not while you don't. Hey. I walk up to her enraged. Is she telling me that she won't do it with me? That even though she's literally stealing her body in shame every single day, she can still refuse me of all people? How fucking insulting. And I was even trying to maintain a minimum of respect, but now I push her hard down into the bed. She falls on. Trigger warning. Guys, this is not okay. She falls onto it without fighting back, but even as she's lying defenseless on top of the bed, she still tries the best she can to hide herself from me, as if I was the most disgusting and vile monster there is. Enough. I climb into the bed without hesitation. The fact that she still hasn't cried out for help surprises me immensely, as I, without a shred of doubt, must look extremely terrifying right now. And no, she probably loved. I feel like she really had a thing for him in high school, and he mistook it as hate, and then his misunderstandings kind of just corrupted his brain or something. Cause this dude's sick. This guy's really sick. As surprisingly, the fact that she still hasn't cried. Okay, I already did that. In no time at all, I'm on top of her, desperately trying to pin her down. I finally achieved my goal with no real difficulty. The moment I remembered that delicacy is not in the dictionary of the monster she thinks of me. It's her own damn fault. She made me who I am. It cannot be helped. She should be asking for forgiveness if she hadn't laughed at me for all those years. The situation would never. Dude, in elementary school, middle school, come on. Something in the dark, secluded part of my mind was screaming at me, encouraging me to go even further, to crush her. At last, with her arms out of the way, I could finally take one good look at her body. No need to explain that. At the very moment, my dick was already at its limit and ready to explode. It was hot as fire, waiting with great apprehension for the moment when it could definitely thrust itself into her furiously. My eyes licked her all the way from the bottom to the top. Her long and delicate legs, that perfectly shaped pussy, her cylinder arms and stomach, those huge and pale breasts, and then her face without that smile, her face with a bright red and contorted into a sorrowful expression. She was crying. Oh, for that she was, but those were not tears out of fear for her life. She didn't beg me to let go of her, or at least be gentle with her. She was just crying silently as though she had given up entirely. She wasn't scared of me at all. She was disappointed, it seemed. Of me, of her, of the situation, I have no idea, but why was I even trying to understand anyway? By this point, I stopped myself. But why? I don't know. Her behavior enthralled me. I couldn't wrap my eyes around it. Isn't this what I was wishing for? It was my fantasy, wasn't it? To take away that smile of hers, that happiness. But I realize now, only now, that there never was any happiness in that smile to begin with. This isn't. Our eyes finally meet. Those big brown eyes of distress. I could drown myself in them right now. That's how tearful they were. They were so passionate, and they hold the darkness darker than my own. Noticing the hesitation on my face, she takes the opportunity to remember something faint, something almost inedible, something incredible. I love you. Oh, I knew it! Guys, boys are so stupid. They always misunderstand these things. Oh my god. I love you. I've always loved you. What the fuck is this guy babbling about? Yet, although I didn't want to hear her bullshit, she kept on opening and closing her mouth as though she was saying intelligible things. I wanted to at least say it to you. I wanted you to know how I feel. I know how much you hate me. It's so easy to see. But I absolutely needed to get it off my chest. Now, I'm ready. Just please stop looking so sad. You don't need to go out of your way to make me understand. You don't need to act anymore. She isn't scared at all. I'm nothing to her. Those eyes are telling me this. Ah ha ha ha. I started laughing dryly like a maniac. She's continuously harassing me even when she's when the one on top is obviously me. She's seen through me with ease. I was never a match for her. I let go of her instantly and get off the bed slowly before turning away from her in complete defeat. Still, I was laughing like a broken record. I was laughing. I tried to speak, but I guess I'm not totally prepared for it yet. I take a deep breath and then I try another time. Get out. There's no use anymore. All I had ever wanted was for her to feel hopeless as I did. But now that I've understood that her hopelessness is even greater than my own, there's no point in doing any of this anymore. There's nothing left for me to take away from her anymore. There's anything for me to take away from her in the first place. How fucking pathetic. I don't wanna, she said with indecisiveness in her voice. And even though I didn't have the courage to face her anymore, I still knew what kind of expression she was wearing. Get out, you fucking bitch. And that, she laced her slender arms around me from behind. Her embrace was awkward, the kind of hug only inexperienced teenage boys would give uncomfortably to their first girlfriend. Yet in that hold, I felt that strength with what she tackled every problem she had ever faced. I felt that determination with which she dominated anyone foolish enough to get between her and her goals. How irritating. I turned around violently, taking her perfectly faced roughly in my left hand, investing strength into my hold and pushing her against the wall next to us, all the while making sure she feels pain with every motion I make. Don't you understand? If you stay here, I'll break you. My face was extremely close to hers. I could have literally eaten her up all right then and there, but she didn't flinch. She didn't look. Well, this girl's gone through some type of trauma. She has to be, because ain't no way some girl would just stay here. She didn't look away from my fully dilated pupil. She didn't show any sign of pain. Even though she was definitely feeling some, I'm sure. She was now showing me her true self for the first time in all these years. And at that very moment, that's exactly what I want you to do. Is this girl a yandere? I was the one who was frightened. What? What? The explanation I didn't need. Oh no, save. I'm going to tackle this on chapter 4. Next video, I don't know how long it's been. Let me check. It's only been 15 minutes. Damn. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Things are getting a little bit crazy right now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.